The story in Los Angeles still developing tonight. A TSA officer was killed today, 3 others injured, one of them critically. That's after a man at the Los Angeles International Airport pulled out an assault weapon and opened fire in a screening area. Police say that he then ran off toward the gates, with bystanders diving for cover. At least 100 people, witnesses say, came barreling down a terminal stairway. The gunman, now identified as 23-year-old Paul Ceccia, he was arrested after being shot in the chest. Witnesses described the scene.
There was a guy downstairs, started shooting, and one guy fell down. Panic erupted, and he was heading up through the security check.
So people were running into the bathrooms. People were screaming, run into the bathroom, get behind something.
It is probably the worst experience I've ever been in my life. I mean, everybody was just going crazy. It was probably the most terrifying experience I've ever been through.
At the beginning, it was a complete panic. People were screaming, I saw children crying. People here are still very shaky.
And it was a terrifying ordeal for passengers. We are learning the gunman apparently had specifically targeted TSA agents. Police say that he had a handwritten note, it was in a bag, referenced killing TSA agents and, quote, pigs. KRON 4's J.R. Stone is monitoring the story and joins us from the newsroom. J.R.?
Well, Catherine, in the past hour or so, we've learned that this shooter had been in contact with his father and brother over the past couple of days. The tone within the text messages is said to have been a bit different than usual. Now on to the video, because there is certainly a lot of video to show. This is some of the melee that you can see inside of the airport as this was going down, people getting on the ground, and at one point you see these folks that are just rushing out of the airport, rushing out of that Terminal 3 area. Again, that was from TMZ, but I do want to go to some of the other video we have, and you can see it here. All of the people walking down the highways after being evacuated from that Terminal 3, trying to get to the other areas of the airport. Now, this shooting happened around 9:20 in the morning. In this shot, you're seeing them come outside. At one point, you're going to see one of these TSA agents being put into an ambulance. Right here, you see that. We know at this point that one TSA employee was killed, another TSA employee injured. At least 2 other people were shot by this suspect, who was said to have been going to people saying, "Hey, are you TSA?" And when they said no, he would keep walking. But he did have an assault rifle when he walked into that Terminal 3 and opened fire. Now, we did talk with the chief of police out there. He had some things to say about this, and we want to let you listen to some of the moments as this was going down in the airport.
Pulled a assault rifle out of a bag and began to open fire in the terminal. As we stand here right now, there is only one individual that is responsible for this, as we know, as that active shooter that was in our terminal.
And this suspect, we know he was shot at least 3 times in the chest. Some other reports say that he might have been shot in the arm and the mouth as well. He has been in and out of surgery, but we haven't received an official update on his condition. But we do know at this point he is still alive. Obviously, lots developing in this story. When we do get new information, Catherine, we'll bring it to you here on KRON 4. Now back to you.
Okay, JR, thanks very much. And that shooting has been, not surprisingly, causing delays at Bay Area airports. Dan Kerman is live at SFO, and the people trying to get to LA are finding out that they're going to have to spend at least another night around here. Right, Dan?
Well, that's exactly right, Catherine. You know, there are about 50 flights to LA and 50 flights from LAX that go to SFO. That's an average every day. And as a result, we are finding many of those flights have been canceled today, especially here at Terminal 2 at Virgin America. We even had a flight on Virgin America from JFK in New York that was diverted to SFO. All of those folks are now having to rebook their flights to get to LA, and they're finding it's not going to happen today. The lines at the Virgin America check-in counter were extremely long at SFO on Friday, and for good reason. Every single one of its flights to LAX had been canceled.
I'm stuck here in San Francisco. I'm trying to get down to Southern California like everyone else here. There's no flights out.
Trying to get to LAX, and I had a 3:35 flight and got here, and we were redirected to, I guess, reschedule.
Customers had to wait up to 2 hours in line to find out their options were rather limited, and they didn't include a trip to Los Angeles, at least not today.
We're going to be spending the night.
I'm being told that we might be able to get out tomorrow.
I'm getting out, but I'm getting out to the wrong airport in the wrong city.
Still, because the delays or cancellations were due to the tragedy in LA, travelers seem to take it all in stride.
It's a tragic event, so it's, I'm kind of upset, but at the same time, someone's life was taken, that's really what matters. So.
And unlike many other airlines, Virgin had plenty of people advising customers what was happening, and they were even providing free coffee and juice.
They've been informative. They've been trying to be attentive. I'm traveling with my 2-year-old. He got cookies and kid boxes, so they're doing the best that they can. Is it frustrating for us? Yes, of course, but we feel lucky. I feel lucky.
And we're back live outside Terminal 2 in Los Angeles, or here in San Francisco, I should say. What I wanted to mention is the reason that Virgin is having a much tougher time than like United Airlines, for example, is because Virgin's actually in Terminal 3 in LAX where the shooting took place. That's why most of their flights are canceled, where on the other hand, United has had one cancellation, a few delays, but most of their flights are going. So if you do have a flight to or from LA, you definitely want to call your carrier because it's not all the same. It all depends on who you're flying and the time. Reporting live from SFO, Dan Kerman, Cron 4 News.